Hey Booksters, it's Morgan, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how I grew my Instagram book account from 0 to 10,000 followers in 2 months. We actually hit the 10,000 follower mark yesterday, and it I think is almost exactly 2 months, if not a little bit less. So I just wanted to talk about some of the strategies and thought processes I had in making the account and growing it. So I think the first thing that's important is to know that I have some background in marketing. I have a job in marketing, and I also am going to school to get my MBA in marketing, so that does help me, but I wanted to share some advice on things that I've learned in school and in work that have helped me grow the Instagram account so quickly. So the first thing that I learned in my MBA initial marketing class was about trains, which seems really unrelated, but I think it is such an important point. So with the train industry, when it was really big, a large reason that it failed is because they thought about themselves as a train industry and not a transportation industry. So just to say that they were thinking too small on like what they were trying to accomplish, who their audience was, you know? So in the same way that if you looked at the book community, you could say, oh, like I like books, like that's what I'm trying to do. When really you're trying to bring connection to people. So people who like books, they like stories, creative connection. That's kind of the larger theme of what you're going for. So I think that's why some accounts do super well with their storytelling and creating communities versus some accounts I feel like are just so strict on it being just about the book that there's no kind of room for expansion. So I would definitely keep that in mind if you are interested in making a book account, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, is to figure out how you can incorporate other aspects besides just books. The second thing that really helped me was being super consistent, and I know everyone says that, but literally, like, my best advice to you would be to post every day, like literally. Also, it seems that my videos do better when I like make them in the app at the time. So I've done like batch shooting where I've prepped it before and then posted it on different days, but it does seem like when I go into the app and create the video at that time, it does better. And the next thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was to figure out your aesthetic, but make sure it's not like everyone else's. So I think sometimes when people get into creating a book account, they want it to be a very clean aesthetic, a lot of white, and I think that's just kind of how book Instagrams and TikToks and stuff are looking right now. And so when I created mine, I was like, I don't want to do that. I've seen it so many times. And I have a background in modeling, and when I was modeling and people were trying to make modeling accounts or influencer accounts, everyone was creating the same kind of content. And so then when I had friends who would try to replicate that, it's not going to go well because it's so oversaturated with the same thing. You know, like you're seeing the same photo constantly, the same photo shoot, whatever. And in the same way, I feel like when I first got on Book Talk or Book Instagram on my personal account, it was just so many like clean aesthetic photos, people in these like very picturesque houses, sipping their tea, reading their book with this like neutral beige blanket. And while that's so nice, I just feel like it's highly oversaturated. So if you're going to create a book account, my best advice would be to find something different to do and kind of expand on that. And really it needs to match whatever you think that you can continue with. So like there's no point in you know, really sticking to like some kind of like, if you wanted to do like plaid, or like if you were trying to do something like that, like if you are starting it, you need to be able to stick with it. So I think that's something to think about in like a long-term plan. Like if you sat down and you were like, okay, in the next, you know, 3 months, how could I incorporate this kind of aesthetic throughout, so it's not like you get like a month in and then you're like, oh shoot, what do I do now? So that's something else that's important that I took away from it. how I got into creating BookTok and book Instagram and everything like that is I was part of a book club, and well, I still am, but we would have an initial read and then a second read that they would call like the smut read. And the initial reads were always like eh, and the smut reads were always like way better. So my friend Christina, I had her join our book club, and she felt the same way. So we would just send each other, you know, different like TikToks about books, and like they were super funny, and then we would say like, oh, it'd be funnier if they said this, or it'd be funnier if they did this. And then one day I was just like, we should make an account, you know, like why not? I wanted to create a community of people who loved the same kind of books that I do, because the book club, while some people do like them, I feel like it's not to the extent. And I was just like, I would love to create this like community of romance fantasy, you know, readers, and kind of expand on that and kind of like take it from a perspective of it being funny. And she really got that, because in our first email, if you guys aren't subscribed, you should totally subscribe to our mailing list. But in our first email, she added this GIF at the top, and it was from the show Workaholics, and one of the characters was pretending to be like part of Breakfast Club, and so he was trying to play bad boy. So they were in the library, and he has on like these sunglasses and this hat that's backwards, and he's like, what's up with all of these books? And that's the line on the top of our first email. So if you guys were on our mailing list, you totally saw that. But it was just perfect. Like, she put that on there, and I was like, you get it. Like, you get my aesthetic for all of this. Like, you get what I'm trying to do. And so it was just nice to like have that confirmed, that it was like apparent the way I was taking the branding of my book account. So yeah, I just would really think about how you can brand it to match what you're interested in, and then kind of expand from there. But I would say the first week I was posting several times a day and wasn't getting much traction, and then I think it was like day 5 or day 6 something went viral. And then I feel like what's nice about when a video goes viral is you can kind of figure out what people like that you posted and kind of like take it into that direction. And as we expanded, it just got like very apparent, like the Pete Davidson, Ryan Gosling, Barbie versus like Pete Davidson pretending to be Ken. The differences. Like one of the videos that went viral was like girls who read nonfiction, and it's Ryan Gosling, and then it's like girls who read smut, and it's Pete Davidson. And it's just so funny. And that's just kind of how I view books. Like, I think books are supposed to be super fun and lighthearted, and I know a lot of people take them seriously, and I think that's great. I view books as like a mental release. Like, to not think about things, I want to think about things less. I'm not going to hyper critique a storyline. And so I just wanted to create a community of people that just like genuinely liked reading for fun, for pleasure. Like, I view books like how I view movies. Like, it's just supposed to be a good time. So I think that has really helped in terms of branding. And yeah, so we hit 10K yesterday, which has been super exciting. And then we have plans for a 10K giveaway. So if you haven't signed up for that yet, it's just about following this YouTube page, following the Smut Creations Instagram, and then commenting on the post, and that's it. I never want to do a giveaway that's like super complex and has like 30 steps. So straight to the point. If you do that, you can be a part of the giveaway. And also we have a virtual book club, so if you wanted to get signed up for that, that is in the Instagram bio. And there are some smut bookmarks we've made, some ACOTAR bookmarks, and we're just kind of trying to expand the smut brand currently. But yeah, so if you're interested in making a book account, those are my best pieces of advice. Just find something that you genuinely like about books and expand on it in a way that's not stereotypical, because that's really gonna get you further. And I hope all of this has helped, and I'm excited to make the next video, and I appreciate everyone for taking the time to watch it. I will see you guys later.